Hello and welcome to our Divine Feminine ritual. So this is going to be 3 parts because I'm going to show you how to do this simple circle casting, and then since we're doing mirror work, it's important that we cleanse and lock it before we do anything with it. So we're going to do that, and then we will finish with the final ritual and some journaling. So, if you haven't looked at the ritual that I posted, please pause the video, go look at that, make sure you have everything you need, and then we will get started. Okay, so the simple circle casting, I wanted to make it as simple as possible, but if you wanted to elevate, you want to make sure that you have some water, candle. This one's for my my guides. So, and then something for air. So it could be incense, and then something for earth, which I have a Himalayan crystal there, but it can be a crystal. It could be herbs. It could be dirt. Whatever you want it to be. And then if you wanted to have a specific wand, I have a selenite wand that I use to cast my circles, but you can use the incense if you want to. You could physically make your circle with candles, flowers, whatever you want to do, crystals even, rocks, whatever. Or you can just use your voice and just imagine the circle being cast in your mind's eye. So we're going to take 3 deep breaths together, and then we will cast our circle, okay? Visualize a soft glow expanding around you, sealing the edges of your space. And let's say aloud, or quietly if you want to. And when you're casting a circle, you want to go clockwise. So, I call upon the sacred light within and around me. With each breath and word, I draw a circle of protection and power. No harm may enter, no shadow may linger. The space is mine and it is blessed. As I will it, so it is. And then, when we're finished with everything, we'll close the ritual. We'll close the circle. Okay, so now let's do the mirror. Okay, so you need some salt water. And I'm going to use this incense stick to smoke cleanse it. This is sandalwood. And then the sigil, the symbol that I usually use is the pinnacle to lock things. That's just usually my go-to, but you can create your own. You can use your own, whatever preferred protection symbol you want to use. Okay. Alrighty. So the purpose of doing a mirror cleansing and locking before we do any sort of ritual work is so that it becomes a safe portal for self-reflection and not for any outside energies. You know, that trend that was going around, I think they were locking their mirrors. Anyway, okay. So, cleanse with water. So I actually grabbed a paper towel to do this because she does actually need to be cleansed, for realsies. So, I have my bowl of water. Just gonna dip it in there. Okay. I cleanse this mirror of all that does not serve. I let only truth reflect back to me. And you want to go counterclockwise because we're cleansing it. Okay. And then light my incense. Okay, and you just kind of hold it in the smoke. With sacred smoke, I seal this space. This mirror is now a tool of grace. Alright. And now, to draw the symbol on it, I'm going to use the salt water, or if you have an anointing oil, this I have rosemary and basil, and a couple other like salt and a couple other ingredients, but this is an anointing oil that I use before I do rituals. So actually I'm going to use this to lock the mirror. Okay, so then you just draw whatever symbol you want, and by my will I lock this gate. No energy may enter but what I create. Okay, then fingers on your third eye and on the mirror. We are one. I see me. I see the truth. So mote it be. All right. So now that we got those things out of the way. Okay, so I am using an orange candle to represent the divine feminine, to represent the womb, sacral chakra, because that's mainly what we've been working with all week. But you can use red, you can use black, you can use purple, you could use white if you don't have any colors at all. You can just use white, that's totally fine too. So the intention of this ritual is to honor and reclaim the divine feminine through radical self-acceptance, healing from societal conditioning, and celebration of personal uniqueness. So, alright, we have created a safe space, or created a sacred space, also a safe space. And then whenever I anoint myself, I do my third eye, my temples, and my wrists. Okay, and then okay, so before we get started, I'm going to anoint my candle with the divine feminine oil. This oil has jasmine, gold flakes, rose petals. I think that's all that I'm seeing. But yeah, either way, I really love this oil. Sprinkle a little bit on there. Okay. And if you wanted to add some herbs to your candle, you totally can. Some herbs that would be good, where if you have jasmine flower or rose petals, I think that's what I would recommend that you use for this. Okay, let's light our candle, and then we will do our grounding exercise. Okay, so we're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and then breathe out for 4. And we'll do this for a few minutes. Okay, let's place our hands over our hearts and say, I return to myself. I honor my being. I am sacred, just as I am. Okay, now if you're using a small mirror, then you can just grab the one that we used, or if you're using a big mirror, then you can go in front of that big mirror. Okay. So let's say our affirmations into the mirror, okay? I release the need to fit in the mold. I celebrate what makes me different. My body, mind, and spirit are divine expressions of truth. Okay, perfect. And then I'm actually going to set the candle on the mirror and let it burn down on top of it. Set that to the side. And then now we're going to grab our journals. And you can choose one of these journal prompts, or you can do all of them if you want to. Like if one speaks out to you more. So the journal prompts are, what parts of myself have I been told to hide or shrink? How would my life look if I fully accepted myself? In what ways can I honor my divine feminine energy more freely? So yeah, you can do all of them or just choose one that speaks to you the most. Okay, now that we have journaled, let's move on to the next part, which is a sacred offering and release. So, write a word or phrase that represents a limiting belief or box you've been forced into. Or this could be something that came up in your journaling, right? And then burn it safely. Remember, I told you, a witch's rule of thumb is to always have something you can burn something in, okay? You could even use the salt water. If you light it on fire and let it burn a little bit, you can burn it over the salt water if you want to, and then once it gets close to you, I'll show you, because that's what I'm gonna do. Or you can tear it up or bury it, whatever you want to do, okay? So yeah, so go ahead, write your word or phrase. Okay, so now we're gonna salt water, and then I'm going to tear this out of my notebook. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna fold it away from me just once. And then use the candle to burn it. Oops. Okay. This no longer belongs to me. I make space for my true essence. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm gonna dump this in the crossroads on the road. Okay, or you can bury it. Okay, there isn't, because like when you're making salt water, you don't want to make it salty. Like it's just a pinch. Okay, so just having a pinch is totally fine because it's probably already dissipated by now. But if you're just like pouring salt into the earth, it's bad, so don't do that. But if you want to be sure, I'm just gonna dump mine at the crossroads in the road. And then I know the last part says light a candle and say, like, we've already lit our candle, and I like to light my candle at the beginning of rituals. So what we can do is we just put our hands kind of hovering over the candle flame, and now we can speak the incantation. May I always remember that I am enough. May my light shine without shame. May I walk forward in my full power with love. And that's it. Now we just let the candle burn down and dispose of our salt water and our ashes. Or if you tore it up, then you can give it to the wind. if you decide to bury it, you can do that too. So yeah, I hope that was fun and transformative and informative. I don't know, but thanks for joining me. Okay, bye. Okay, now that our spell is complete, we are going to close the circle, or open the circle. We're going to take our wand or whatever you use, and you're going to go counterclockwise to reopen the circle. You're going to say, "Thank you to all energies that join me in truth and love. This circle is now open but never broken. May peace remain as I return to the world." Alrighty, and that's it.